Not sweet, not bitter, something going into my nose. Her throat instantly begins to burn, and tears and snot threaten to run from her eyes and nose. She scrunches up her face, fanning her mouth with her hand, and smacks her tongue against the roof of her mouth. Bleh, this is disgusting. It burns. Why do people like this?
Hey!
Oh my, don't do that again, Jiu. And you're too young to understand why. Stage 5, time slipping away. Months pass. The biting north wind heralds the coming of the Dushuo festival together with liquor permit days, so the tavern has been buzzing with guests for several days. The front hall is warmed by a charcoal fire, creating a cozy and festive atmosphere. In recent days, the town's celebrated storyteller has taken the stage once again. I was reading. It is said. The storyteller's voice booms throughout the room. His tales are so captivating that they seize the ears of all present. Within a few sentences, even the most avid drinkers forget to raise the cups to the lips. It is said that there is a place haunted by miasma in the south of the land. The miasma there shifts its form into many yaos, and they attack people. Meanwhile, in the Central Plains, a monster originating from dryness dominates. Wherever it goes, drought follows, and people suffer famine. The rivers and lakes are overrun with huge snakes called gusha. They are more than 20 meters long, with hooks on their tails, hooking people and cows into the water to eat them. To prevent these monsters from hurting people, Yao hunters travel the world, searching haunted places in order to expel them with their special power. They are the sword against evil, protecting people with their lives. Are they Shangre? Not at all. A Yao hunter is not a Shangre. Jiu Niangzi, one bowl of great mister.
Hey, Jiu Niangzi.
She is completely engrossed in the storyteller's narrative, remaining oblivious to her surroundings until Monsieur comes over and tags her sleeve.
Jiu Niangzi.
Quickly, a guest is calling you. Oh, okay. One more bowl coming. Forgive her. It's her first time listening to a professional storyteller. She's been fascinated for the last few days. Don't worry, I understand. He tells story much better than we do. It's no wonder she's so absorbed. It's too bad he only comes to the city during the Dushuo festival. Speaking of which, it'll be a lot of work to decorate the tavern. Look at all these lanterns, candles, and ribbons. Luckily, I have Jiu Niangzi to help me this year. What a busy year she's had. She ran errands, learned how to read, and delivered rice buns all around the city. Though she still has a lot more to learn, she continues to impress me with her work ethic. At this moment, a guest enters the tavern. Seeing the joyous festival celebrations, he smiles and finds a seat. One bowl of great mister, please. What a surprise it is to see you here, Li Jiang. Here, drinks are on me. This is newly made. Have a try. I don't usually drink, but we're in the countdown to the Dushuo festival, so I suppose I'll have a bowl or two. Besides, I have something I want to confirm with you. Remember when we brought Jiu Niangzi here? You refused to take her until we appointed you as supplier of the ceremonial liquor?
Huh?
Well, the festival is near now, and I finally have some time to come by. I want to ask, how are the preparations going? Already done. They're in the yard, 8 jars of liquor, all made with the best ingredients. It was a request that I took most seriously all year. If anything goes wrong with them, people will lose their faith in me. Li Jing nods in satisfaction, knowing that Monsieur has taken her role to heart. Relax. I'm just asking. The Ji Li is the one checking on the ceremonial supplies. Dushuo is the biggest festival of the year. The merchants' hub will be packed with people during this time. I need to make sure everything goes smoothly. Oh, for a second I thought this was a full inspection. You almost had me panicking. I was thinking, Ji Li has already checked the liquor. Why is he checking again? Have I done something wrong? Hearing their lively conversation, old drinker joins them. Li Zhang, I heard the Festoon Festival is rerunning this year. Do you know when exactly? You see, most of us don't know much about divination, ancient articles, or singing, but racing is nice and simple. Whoever runs fastest wins. It'll be around the end of the year, but it's not decided yet. Some items, such as the festoons and flagpoles, are all prepared.
I wonder who will win this year.
Festoons? Flagpoles? Winner? What's a festoon race? It's just a few layabouts running around, really. It's only... Old drinker chuckles and waves his hand, taking over the conversation. Let me explain. The festoon race is a racing event. 5 flagpoles are set up at 5 locations in the city, each with multiple festoons of the same color. There's no fixed route for the race. After it starts, the runners can collect 5 festoons in any order as long as they finish with the red one. The first to get the red wins, and the Jitsu will grant him a wish. A wish? Any wish? Seeing Jiu Niangzi's enthusiasm, Li Jing strokes his hand, a smile growing on his face. Not if you're wishing for a star in the sky. Most people ask for some grains, clothes, or other daily necessities. Others ask for jade pendants, tea bricks, and the like. Nothing worth more than a few loads of rice. Can I wish to go to the county archive and read the books then? Well, probably yes, if you win the race, that is. After a brief chat, Li Zheng takes his leave and Miss Shu hurries over to speak with Jiu Niangzi.
Jiu Niangzi.
Are you serious about joining the festoon race? Every past winner has been patroller. They're strong and, of course, know the city like the back of their hands. I know the city well too. I deliver buns all over the city all the time. And I'm a fast runner, much faster than before. Well, you surely are. But I'm worried you might get hurt during the race. If something goes wrong, who'll take over the... See me in the yard tonight. I have something to tell you. Ooh. As night falls, the courtyard is stripped of its daytime clamor, leaving only the liquor jars standing against the wall. There is no sound but the gargling of water, a bubbling particularly pronounced in the stillness of the night. Jiu Niangzi, mimicking Miss Shu, dips the liquor ladle into the vat, scooping out the lees to place in a wooden basin. By the time she reaches the kitchen, an oil lamp has already been lit on the table, with wheat flour piled beside it. The key is the ratio of ingredients. 4 cups of Jiu Niang and 1 cup of wheat flour. No water. Before you mix them together, you need to squeeze the liquor out of it so the bun will be chewy. Always use newly ground wheat flour. Inspect the flour for any large particles. It should be as fine as rouge powder. Jiu Niangzi follows each step as Miss Shu instructs her. She mixes the lees with the wheat flour and, using a special technique, patiently kneads them together. Initially, the lees do not integrate with the wheat flour, but as she works it with her palms, they start to merge together, giving rise to faint fragrance, milder than the lees, but richer than the flour. It's fun to make. The dough is soft and white. What's next? Flattening and put it in the earthen oven? Not quite. There's one last step. Stay calm, all right? There's no need to be afraid. Miss Shu brings out a square wooden board and scatters a handful of wheat grain upon it. She then tilts a bowl of water, flicking her finger to sprinkle water over the grain. She mutters under her breath, and in a matter of moments, the wheat grains begin to sprout open, growing upward as if devouring the air itself. Jiu Niangzi watches the scene intently as the wheat sprouts on the table grow the length of a palm before coming to a halt. You know magic? It's my arcane skill, nothing special. I can hasten the growth of malt. Actually, there are many others in the city who can do much more. Miss Shu slices the freshly sprouted malt, chops it finely, and blends it into the well-kneaded dough. This is the secret to our rice buns. The malt. It takes days for it to grow naturally, but my skill saves a lot of time. Have you had malt before? No, but I know it can be made into candy. It can make liquid too. My father was the one who brought the recipe for ale to the city. He was a merchant traveling the world. After he met my mother, he decided to stay here and open this tavern. When I was a little girl, my mother always said that, thanks to my arcane skill, we could make liquid faster than any other tavern. And my father told me stories of his travels. Today, what the storyteller said about... Mishu's voice grows fainter, her mind drifting off, as though she were recalling some past events. My yearning to travel the world gets stronger by the day, yet here I am, still at this tavern. There's always something that stops me from getting out of the city, or even out the front gate, for that matter. Mishu.
Are you also trapped here?
Mishu's gaze falls upon the flickering candlelight. The shadow of the room seems to have taken the shape of things from long ago. She simply shakes her head. Mishu looks at Jiu Niangzi and sees a reflection of her younger self. Suddenly, she feels a weariness enveloping her.
Jiu Niangzi.
Forget it. Go to sleep, Jiu Niangzi. Go to sleep. After returning to her room, Jiu Niangzi's thoughts linger on Mishu. It seems the people of Pei City all have their individual worries, be it Li Zhang, Mishu, or the patrons. A familiar rustling emanates from the corners of the room, starting as a soft whisper and gradually swelling into a song as the wooden dolls once again appear atop her bed.
Make buns! Make buns!
Rice buns, grow malt! See, now I can reach it, but I sound like Mickey Mouse instead. A wooden doll climbs up Jiu Niangzi's sleeve.
You have personal feelings. You treat her as family. You will never be a shangri.
Hey, stop. Shut up. I don't have any personal feelings, okay? So just stop talking.
Can be a shangri. Can go out of the city forever and ever.
I won't stay here forever. I won't. Jiu Niangzi turns her back, doing her best to ignore the encroaching chaos, yet her heart remains plunged into turmoil. I fail to understand whether the dolls are actually parts of her power or if they're some sort of a representation of what the Taoists did to her, because in the main story we talked about something inside her head, the things Gutian saw on her bones. So the Taoist has done something to her that keeps her bound to a specific purpose, goal that she has to fulfill, otherwise she's not going to be free to do however she pleases. So yeah, I don't know if, even though when we play her, she uses the dolls as her attack, so they're probably parts of her arcane skill. I wonder if it is indeed so, or if they're just related to what the Taoists did to her. Stage 6. Festoons. Could be festoons. Let me see. Everything's sorted. Not many customers today, so I can handle things on my own. Why don't you wear something lighter?
It's okay. I'm used to this. It's my delivery outfit. I'm a fast runner. My clothes won't slow me down.
Last night I had your shoes resoled. Oh, and I put new insoles inside. Hopefully they'll be more comfortable than before. Jiu Niangzi looks down and presses into the floor with the tip of her foot. She then paces back and forth a few times. Oh, that's why they feel so much softer today. They're much easier to walk on than before. Thank you, Mishu. They won't chuff when I'm running now. As the conversation unfolds, someone approaches from outside the tavern.
Huh?
Hey, Mishu, Jiu Niangzi, you going out? Today's Interlikuban Day. I'd like a bowl of Earth Spring to get some inspiration for my poem. Sorry, not many people have come today due to the festoon race. And Jiu Niangzi has signed up for the race, so I just decided to close up and go cheer her up. Well, it is indeed the most lively day of the year. Everyone's gathered on the street. But if you close your door, where can we drinkers go to kill time? Sorry, but it's not every day that I'll get to see Jiu Niangzi participate in a race.
Whatever.
Alright, then I suppose I'll take a look too. She locks the door, and they head out into the street together. On most days, only a handful of people can be found by the city gates, but today, the area is alive with townspeople. This is the starting line of the festoon race. All manner of people are waiting on the line, from fruit vendors to the old night watchmen. They are stretching and rubbing their heads together in anticipation, eager for the event to begin. There seem to be many more contestants than in previous years. Presumably, a number of them are newcomers to the city. Recent years have been kind and life has been good. The citizens have had a plentiful harvest and very little disease. Of course, more of them are willing to join the race.
Food comes first for the people. Only a full stomach and warmth can make one wealthy.
Even this tradition started as a ceremony to pray for a good harvest for the next year. Since you're standing by my side, I assume you won't be joining the race this year. I haven't done so for years, but I recommended a few members of the patrol team to join.
Oh, right.
Oh, and I heard Jiu Niangzi from the Tavern signed up. Is that so? I thought you were joking. She truly is a brave girl. Excuse me, make way. Sorry, excuse me, we have a contestant here. Passing by this robust man only serves to highlight her delicate stature. With her agile frame, Jiu Niangzi weaves through the crowd. So many people. Please, excuse me, let me through. Jiu Niangzi becomes as nimble as a loach, threading her way forward, striving to swim to the fore. Finally here. So many people have joined the race. Not sure I can win. But if I want to become a shangre, I have to try. As the starting time draws closer, everyone holds their breath in anticipation, waiting for the signal to start. Amidst the throng of burly men in coarse brown clothes, a streak of green catches the eye.
Joe! Run faster! Run!
Hurry up, people! Let's get this race started! With the blast of a starting signal, the participants bolt like runaway steeds. They go different ways. Some choose main roads, some choose alleys, and some through courtyards. Different speeds, different distances. I know every street in the city, and I run fast. I just need to find the best route.
Faster, run faster. There's nothing faster than a Loshu.
The purple festoon is at the butcher's on the West Street. The yellow one is near the tea room in South Alley. So the Bao Dai Bridge is the fastest way through. Should one gaze down upon Pace City from above, one would spy several black spots rushing forward, each a former victor of the race, blessed with swift feet and an intimate knowledge of the city's layout. These participants are leading the pack. And the time that it takes for an incense stick to burn, several participants are already clutching silk in their hands. They each hold a different color, grabbed from flagpoles in varying parts of the city, as each participant has taken their own route. Now I have the green one too. For the blue one, is North Street closer? No, I should go to Mr. Shen's house. Come on, Jill. Hurry, hurry. If you win this, you're one step closer to becoming a shangre. Half an hour has passed, and by now everyone has moved to the Main Street intersection. Here a flagpole has been erected, atop which flutters a single red festoon, the victor's coveted prize. Indeed, the red festoons should be hung on the Main Street. It looks more festive here. I wonder who will win this year. Perhaps one of the Facha patrol team? You're very kind to say so. The patrollers know the city well, and all of them are well trained. They can certainly run fast. But who knows? The city's loaded with talented people. As they speak, a chorus of voices rises in the distance. Cheers and shouts swell like a tide, rolling down the street, a sure sign that the victor has emerged. But it appears to be a petite figure in green that is drawing the crowd's attention. Before they can discern the details, the figure, swift as a gust of wind, is already upon them. Looks like the winner's arrived, and they've left the others in the dust. But I don't remember any of the patrollers wearing green today.
Wait.
That's not a patroller. The figure lifts a foot, stepping firmly on the stone guardian by the road, and leaps into the air, deftly plucking the red silk festoon from a flagpole. In an instant, cheers fill the air. This year's champion has been decided. The crowd swarms forward. Amidst them stands Jiu Niangzi, the silk festoon clutched in her hand.
Jiu Niangzi,
You did it. 1, 2, 3, 5 festons in total. You got them all. Eventually, the crowd splits to form a path. Li Jiang strides forth, his satisfaction with this unexpected outcome evident. Following in his wake are 5 largest sacks brimming with grain, the rightful reward for the triumphant winner. As you all know, the 5 colored festoons represent the 5 kinds of grain. May the collection of the 5 festoons bring us a bountiful harvest for every year to come. Li Jing turns around, spreading his arms wide as he proclaims loudly to the assembled crowd. Citizens, the winner this year is Jiu Niangzi from the Tavern. Li Jing bows slightly and, following the tradition of years past, inquires about the victor's wish. Tell me your wish, and I shall grant it. Anything within my power. Li Jiang's mind still echoes with Jiu Niangzi's inquiry that day, her heart set on visiting the country's archive to delve into matters related to Shanghai. If this is her wish, a mere word to the keeper of the county archive would suffice. Li Jing contemplates this privately, internally commending Jiu Niangzi's thirst for knowledge. Then,
My wish is...
I wish for the liquor ban to be lifted. The once bustling street now lies under a spell of silence. Not even Fat Chow utters a word. The liquor ban is something no one would dare bring up to the officials. The circle of onlookers first fixes their gaze upon Jiu Niangzi, then turns their attention to Li Jiang. Oh dear, forgive her, Li Jiang. She must have run so fast that she lost her mind. Jiu Niangzi, what are you talking about? Just ask for a few loads of rice. Unlike his usual prompt replies, Li Jiang takes some time to contemplate. Then with a wave of his hand, he instructs Fat Chow to hasten back to the government office. Before long, Fat Chow returns from the outer street, clutching a document in hand. It bears a red seal. Li Jiang slowly unfurls the document, reciting each word and each sentence with great deliberation. The regulation of liquor sale and consumption were issued due to the many natural disasters and food shortages of previous years which have persisted until recent times. However, the positive turn in the weather and the abundance of crops of late, and upon hearing Jiu Niangzi's wish, which I'm sure represents the voice of many, all heads crane forward, listening intently.
So...
Henceforth, the liquor ban shall be lifted. Starting with the merchant hub, selling and drinking liquor will not be restricted. Other districts will follow suit in due time. With the speech concluded, the members of the crowd look at one another in stunned silence. After a long pause, whispers begin to ripple. The murmurs grow louder, gradually coalescing into cheers. The news travels from here to the end of the street and then throughout the entire city. Really? We can drink any time we want? Jiu Niangzi! Jiu Niangzi! The crowd celebrates uproariously, as if there were the main event of the festival. The movement of the crowd squeezes Fat Chow and Li Jiang onto the steps at the street's edge. Both wear smiles, observing the jubilant citizens before them. Sorry to ask, but I don't understand what happened just now. Had you discussed this with her earlier?
it's not like that.
It's simply a coincidence. The abolishment of the liquor regulations was already on the agenda. We had planned to put up signs after the Dushu festival. Jiu Niangzi's impulse wish just so happened to align with our goals.
As the ancient saying goes.
There is no time like the present. Why not seize the moment and announce the news a little earlier than planned? I see. Still, it takes gumption to do so. From this day forward, the citizens of Pei City can drink at any time. The taverns all over the city start to see better days. It's kind of sad that her wish went there, to something that was already arranged to happen. But she didn't know, obviously, but yeah, she could have had the books she really wanted. Stage 7. Difficult is the way. On this day, the tavern is abuzz with extraordinary liveliness. Although the Dushu Festival has always been a day of celebration, the lifting of the liquor ban has made this year's festivities particularly jubilant. The patrons have been gathered here for days on end, drinking and chatting merrily. The stock of pre-prepared liquor isn't enough to satiate them, and they have to tap into the reserves set aside long ago. Take it easy, people. There are only so many orders I can handle. I thought I prepared enough liquor, but the festival isn't even close to over and I'm almost completely out. I was starting to think that the liquor ban would never be lifted. Even today, I had to pinch myself and confirm it wasn't a dream. And it's all thanks to Jiu Niangzi. Who knew that such a careless girl would speak out for the people? She's braver than I am, that's for sure.
It was nothing. All I did was ask a question. Miss Shu is always working hard to prepare and deliver liquor to everyone in the city. So I thought, what if there were no liquor ban? Then she wouldn't have to be so tired. She's starting to sound like Miss Shu herself, loving and caring, especially towards drinkers. She's learned from the best. Miss Shu has been a great role model for you. Come to think of it, Li Zhang made a wise decision sending Jiu Niangzi to you. He knows your personality well. That's very sweet. Both Jiu Niangzi and I are flattered. It came from the heart. People my age never indulge in flattery. Speaking of the liquor ban, it has actually come and gone a few times in my life. Over the years, the government has issued the ban during bad harvest years to stop people from making liquor from the grain. I mean, now it makes sense to me. I didn't think that drinking too much could actually reduce their crops, but this city is how do you call this? Anyway, it relies on its own crops to survive. Nowadays, many countries don't really depend on just their own crops to survive. They can import from other places, but this one is a remote place, so overdoing it in any source of food or drink or whatnot would obviously have them pushed in a corner, you know? Yeah, now I get it. I suppose there will be no need for you to sell your famous rice buns anymore, although I must admit, I miss the liquor made from them. It's the perfect thickness and has the wonderful scent of roasted rice. Don't worry, I've taught Jiu Niangzi how to make the buns. I'll still make some now and then if there's a demand for it. They were more of a necessity under the liquor ban. I didn't expect people to like them so much. But the tavern will continue to get busier, so I'm afraid we might not have time to make them anymore. The crowd is all cheering and drinking. Miss Shu is pulling Jiu Niangzi to one side and hands her something. This is... the picture books of monsters and yaos. Where did you get them?
Li Zhang sent this to you. He knows you're interested in Shangri and the like. Oh, and tomorrow is the first day of the new year. Let's go to the broken bridge together. Some say that a giant bird has been witnessed near the bridge. It could be the Shangri you're always talking about. And we can pray for good luck as others do. No matter the weather, every year during the Dushu Festival, it always rains on the broken bridge outside the city. The scenery on the opposite bank is shrouded in fine rain. This atmosphere, as if intentionally breeding sentiments of grief, is sure to evoke memories of the departed. Miss Shu stands with an umbrella, surrounded by pedestrians seeking good fortune on the first day of the year. They hurry by, not pausing for a moment.
I don't see a giant bird anywhere. Is there really a Shangri?
Jiu Niangzi tilts back her umbrella as she surveys the branches above, trying to imagine what the feathers and talons of a giant bird might look like. It's really pouring down now. Maybe it decided to stay in the nest. Birds don't like rainy days.
What a waste of time.
A waste? If you have a question to ask and you find an answer, then I wouldn't say that your time has been wasted. Miss Shu leads Jiu Niangzi to the edge of the broken bridge. The remaining railings and planks have become especially bright in the rain, as if they had been broken by the flood only yesterday. The silent passengers stop here, each holding a wooden slip in their hand. Following suit, Miss Shu takes out her own wooden slip and carefully inscribes the questions that have troubled her for many years. In the past, if you carved your questions on the wooden slip, the god of Sheti would answer. Back then, I didn't take it that seriously, so I never asked.
But when I did finally have a question, the bridge was broken, and it remained unanswered. Jiu Niangzi glances sideways and sees the words on Miss Shu's wooden slip. When? My own journey? If no one answers, why do people keep asking? Maybe it's because they already found their own answers. They just want divination to confirm it, so they can finally make up their minds. If you want to do something, just do it. You don't have to think that hard about it. Girl, if it was that easy. I mean, everybody has big wishes, but making them come true is not just do it, you know? There's more to that than working your way to them. Just like the person who left me at the gate of Pay City didn't. He didn't what? Mishu gazes at the broken bridge, falling into a prolonged silence. The rain pitter-patters on her umbrella, on the wooden railings of the bridge, and within her heart. She ponders for a long time, unsure of how to begin.
Jiu Niangzi,
I'm leaving
I'm
here.
leaving here. Leave my tavern. Leave Pei City. Follow Aye and travel around the world.
So, is your father still alive, or she just means she follows on his footsteps? It'll be a long journey. I don't know when I'll be back, so... At first, Jiu Niangzi cannot make sense of these words. It is as if she has been transported back to the day when she tried to read the labels on the liquid jars. Hidden beneath her oil paper umbrella, only her lower half of Miss Shu's face is visible. Her usual enthusiasm has been replaced by an almost indescribable serene melancholy. I thought you wouldn't leave. Not like the Dallas and my mom.
I'm sorry.
Jiu Niangzi, it has always been my wish to see the greater world, to see what lies beyond Pei City. In fact, every time the storyteller speaks, I cling to every word. Every night I dream of a glorious scenery and legendary characters, and I see myself there, standing among them. When I was a younger girl like you, I told my father that I would become a merchant and travel the world. I've been stuck in Pei City for too long, so long that I almost forgot my childhood dream. The liquor ban was what kept me here. People needed me. They put their trust in me, so I thought it was my responsibility to run the tavern. But now, the ban has come to an end and people can drink whenever they want. So I told myself, this is your chance, Shu. It's time to do what you want, to widen your world. Jiu Niangzi carelessly drops her umbrella and steps onto the broken bridge, the rain cascading down her hair. Under the bridge, the turbulent waters rush by, their destination unknown. Fine, but I thought you wouldn't. Since I've been here, I've been trying to find my mother, to recall what a shangri is, by piecing together scattered words from books and legends. I thought I'd figured it out. But you were the shangri I've been looking for, so I learned from you. I tried to become a good tavern owner. Even then, I was told I was on the wrong path. But I thought, why not keep it this way? Nothing bad has happened. Why not live my happily ever after with Miss Shu? But I was wrong. After all my efforts, you're still leaving me, just like everyone else.
I'm sorry.
Jiu Niangzi. No, don't say sorry. Everyone has their own path. This is all because I followed the wrong one. The rain grows heavier. Jiu Niangzi trudges over to the broken edge of a bridge and puts her hand on the moist handrail. She gazes over to the other side. It seems so close, as if she could simply take a step to the other side. It's so distant, like the space she feels between herself and others. She has never truly been close to anyone. She did grow personal feelings, and it fucked her up. The book Legion gave me said that any wish of a person who jumps to the other side of this broken bridge will come true.
If it were me, would I be able to jump over it?
No, don't try, please. Miss Shu swiftly steps forward and grasps Jiu Niangzi by the arm, afraid of what might come next.
No one has ever done that. Don't be silly.
That's just a story, Jiu Niangzi.
I know, it's just a story, but I took it seriously.
She's still a kid, man.
Jiu Niangzi, go back.
The full moon hangs in the sky, illuminating the courtyard. All is still. Jiu Niangzi sits in front of a small table, a jar of fine liquor placed atop it, drinking, alone. Lifting her gaze, she sees that Miss Shu's room is pitch black. The mistress of the room has already gone to bed. Back then, I used to wonder why people like drinking liquor. It burns the throat and irritates the nose. It's not as clear as water and not as warming as tea. Jiu Niangzi shakes her head, then lifts her liquor bowl to examine it closely. The bright reflection of the moon in her bowl resembles a jade plate or a delicate silver coin, shimmering and breaking with the movement of the liquor. The little wooden dolls, timely as ever, clamber onto the table. They joke and giggle, adding a lively spirit to the previously peaceful courtyard.
Alone, alone, all alone.
They said liquor could take all your worries away. I didn't understand then, but now I do. All right. Have a drink if you want.
Want some, want some.
Jiu Niangzi's eyes twinkle with joy as she brings forth a large bowl brimming with fine liquor. The wooden dolls commence a dance on the table, then one by one they leap into the liquor bowl, bobbing up and down within it. Jiu Niangzi lifts her bowl and takes a sip, then mimicking the patrons of the tavern, she starts humming an often-sung tune. By the flowers in the snow, raise a toast and don't say no.
By the flowers in the snow, raise a toast and don't say no. You're having personal feelings now.
I'm not. I never have. I guess the Taoist was right. I need to become a shangri, or I'll never leave Pei City. Yes, that's what I should do. To become a shangri is to help people fulfill their wishes. The famed tavern keeper of Pei City, Miss Shu, solemnly declares her intent to close the tavern and set off on a journey around the world. Her patrons are unanimously overcome with a wave of lamentation. Through several days of farewell toasts, each patron of the tavern says their heartfelt goodbyes to Miss Shu. On the final day, the patrons of the city all come to bid her farewell, except for Jiu Niangzi, that servant girl, who is rumored to have already found employment elsewhere. Shortly thereafter, the tavern changes hands. But didn't Jiu Niangzi take over her tavern? What do you mean she went to work elsewhere? Till the last drop. Time flies, and more than a year has passed. Pei City seems to have not changed at all, yet everything feels different. The bustling merchant hub is still teeming with people, an endless stream of townfolk traveling back and forth. Mr. Shen, it's been a while. You seem to be in good spirits. Would you care to have a drink? The tavern on the East Street has some new arrivals. It's festival time now. Why don't we get together with some old friends? Theirs isn't as good as Monsieur's liquor, but it's good enough and has its own flavor, I suppose. It's so far from here. I miss Monsieur's tavern. It was closed and the liquor tasted better. Now it's been taken over by someone and the liquor tastes awful. Old drinker shakes his head and sighs. We average folk may not drink the finest of liquor, but we're certainly able to discern good liquor. After one sip, we can tell when the liquor is brewed carefully and when it isn't. Such a pity that Miss Shu has left the city. There's been no news of her return since. I feel I'll never get to taste the liquor as fine as hers again. So, one thing is confirmed, that she indeed left without turning to a Lushu, because the way the narration went in the main story sounded like even her could have been turned into Lushu before leaving with the help of Jiu Niangzi. But apparently that woman left as she was, just to experience the world. Nothing happened to her. It was after her departure that Jiu Niangzi started doing whatever she was doing. Personally, I miss the liquor made of rice buns more. Since the lifting of the liquor ban, there are more taverns than ever in the city, but no one of them knows how to make those buns. Maybe the technique is lost forever, along with Monsieur. I remember Monsieur mentioning that she taught it to Jiu Niangzi.
By the way,
It seems no one has seen Jiu Niangzi for quite some time either. It's all thanks to her that the liquor ban was lifted in the first place. It was she who allowed Monsieur to live to fulfill her dream of being a merchant with no concerns. Since that time, Jiu Niangzi's whereabouts have continued to be a mystery. Is she even still a Bay City? Let it go, friend. Absence makes the heart grow fonder and all that. There will always be a bowl of liquor waiting for us stringers to get together over. Let's cherish this moment, eh? Come on, let's drink.
Go! Go!
We better not keep it waiting. Let's go. And they walk and talk. They turn a corner, gradually making their way down the street towards the east and disappearing to the distance. A figure emerges from around the corner. She had been listening to the entire conversation. The eavesdropper is none other than Jiu Niangzi. She has grown a touch taller than before and has shed some of her youthful naivety for a few strands of grace. Yet her every move remains as endearing as ever. Jiu Niangzi follows a familiar path to the tavern and spots a man, the current tavern owner, standing behind the counter. There is not a single patron in the deserted front hall. It is clear that those scenes of merriment are but a distant memory now. A thin layer of dust covers the tables and footrests, and cobwebs adorn the overhead beams. There is no trace of this tavern's former glory. Another day and still no customers. Should I just sell the place?
Excuse me, sir. One bowl of Great Mister, please. The newly made one, scooped from the middle of the jar.
Of course. Come, take a seat. Welcome the tavern's first bit of business in over half a day. The taverner's owner quickly taps a jar, pours a bowl of liquor, and brings it forth. A cloudy bowl of liquor with rice dregs floating within it is presented before her. Its color is dull and the aroma is surprisingly faint.
Are you sure this is Great Mister? It doesn't smell like before.
The previous owner left. I brewed this using my secret formula. It tastes even better and has lasting aftertaste. I can pour the liquor back into the jar, so just have a taste first. You'll see. Jiu Niangzi hesitates for a moment, then lifts the bowl and drinks it in one gulp. She immediately spits the liquor back out. The taste is so awful that it is not even worth drinking.
Ew, it's awful. You haven't fermented nearly long enough, and the rice you used is stale. Worst of all, you didn't seal the jar after you first opened it, and the water in the air has affected the liquor.
Ah, you must be a professional taster. You're right, but this is our cheapest liquor. Our best liquor tastes totally different. Try it. I guarantee you'll love it.
No need. I'm leaving. We sure brewed every jar with a heart, no matter how cheap it was.
Her gaze grows increasingly forlorn. Finding no reason to linger any longer, Jiu Niangzi pays for the liquor and gets to leave. As she makes her way to the door, she hears the tavern owner behind the counter let out a sigh of lamentation, followed by a murmured monologue. Everyone says I'm not good as an owner as the previous one. Business is just getting worse. I've been losing money for weeks. If something doesn't improve soon, I'll have to let someone else take over the tavern. Or maybe I should just leave this place as soon as possible. Jiu Niangzi stops in her tracks and, as if spellbound, promptly turns around. The girl's eyes are filled with distress and confusion as she mumbles.
Leave? Like what Miss You did? Of course, everyone will eventually leave to fulfill another wish. And I will help them if that wish is something I can help with.
Ignoring the man's astonishment, Jiu Niangzi heads straight behind the counter and after rummaging around for a moment, pulls out an unopened jar of liquor from a hidden compartment beneath it.
Amazing! You're still here? This is a fine liquor that Miss Zhu hid here before she left. Come, let's have a taste of it. Oh, I forgot, you're the owner of this jar now.
I am, but I had no idea that it was there. You must have worked here before, yes? Go ahead. Without you, I wouldn't have the clue that there was a jar of liquor there in the first place. With an ease that comes from extensive practice, Jiu Niangzi breaks the clay seal, and a unique fragrance fills the room. For a moment, she can almost hear the clinking of cups and the cheerful dins of patrons, as if the tavern were alive again. A sharp, splashing sound brings Jiu Niangzi back to reality. She looks down at the mouth of the liquor jar to see a few wooden dolls swimming merrily in the brew.
Fine liquor. Tastes great.
Hey, how did you... These mischievous wooden figures have chosen this precise moment to appear. Fortunately, the tavern owner is so enraptured by the fragrance of the liquor that he remains oblivious to the oddity before him. This sand, this is indeed one of Miss Shu's creations. There's no way I could make liquor as fine as hers.
I don't think I could either. Miss Shu always selected the best rice in the grain store herself, and she strictly followed the fermentation process. Even if the liquor ran out and the patrons begged her for more, she wouldn't open a new jar even a day early.
As Jiu Niangzi speaks, she blocks the man's view of the jar with her body and deftly lifts the wooden dolls out one by one, concealing them within her sleeves. 1, 2, she counts in her head in silent astonishment. The last wooden door, as if it has dissolved into the liquor itself, is nowhere to be found. Well, it seems we were destined to meet this day, so that I can learn what good liquor is, and so you can relive past memories. Come, let's drink it together. With this said, the tavern owner sets out 2 large bowls, and after a gentle trickling of liquor, they are both filled to the brim and emitting a pleasant fragrance.
Wait, this is fine liquor made by Miss Shu. I should use my own bowl to drink it.
Continuing her journey into the past, Jiu Niangzi hands into the bag. Her former room remains unchanged, save for a few scattered items. After searching for a while, she retrieves the bowl Miss Shu gifted her on that memorable day. She returns to the front hall, only to find the tavern sadly devoid of any human presence. You ran away with the alcohol?
That's weird. Where did he go? The jar is still on the counter, but the one bowl has been emptied.
There is a rustling sound from behind the counter, and a striped horse timidly finds its way out into the open. Visibly anxious, the striped horse paces around the room, its hooves clopping rhythmically. Jiu Niangzi steps forward, caresses the horse's neck, and gently strokes its mane.
Where did you come from? Have I seen you somewhere before, striped horse? Did the owner just leave? He did say he wanted someone else to take over. If he has left, I will be that someone. And in doing so, I'll help him fulfill his wish. That's exactly what a shangri should do for people.
A figure pokes his head in the doorway. Hello, miss. Is the tavern still open?
Oh, the tavern is not... I just took over it. Brewing takes another 2 weeks. You can come by then.
Within a few days, the whole neighborhood has heard that the tavern owner has sold the tavern and returned to his hometown, and that the previous servant girl, Jiu Niangzi, has become the new owner. The liquor she brews is indistinguishable from that of Miss Shu's original creations, and in no time, the scouted patrons once again have a place to gather. The tavern is bustling all day long, almost identical to how it was before. This is the authentic great mister. It's the best in the city. Jiu Niangzi,
Hey,
2 bowls more.
Jiu Niangzi.
Come in. Don't rush me, my hands are full. It's like the old days when Miss Shu worked here before. After you came, things finally got easier for her. And now you're the one running the tavern all by yourself. I wonder if there will be another little lady to come help you, just as you helped Miss Shu. Don't forget to make rice buns when you're not busy.
By the way,
Where did that striped horse of yours go? The one that used to stay in the courtyard?
Oh, the horse. I have no idea. It escaped days ago. If you see it, let me know. But let's not worry about that for now. It's time for a drink.
Jiu Niangzi, now the new owner of the tavern, weaves through the crowd, her eyes gleaming with joy. She skillfully attends to the guests, each cup of liquor making the crowd momentarily forget their worries. Indeed, she follows the Taoist words to become a shangri, to do what she should do. In Pei City, there are many worries waiting to be dispelled, and naturally, many wishes to be fulfilled. On the night of the year's beginning, the main street of Pei City is at its liveliest. Crowds throng the thoroughfare, the cries of vendors ring out, silk drapes high over the streets, and piles of red pomegranates and walnuts rise in the little towers on the market stalls. And And that was the story, the backstory of Jiu Niangzi. That was nice. Let's talk about it a bit. You know what, by the end, I don't know if she wanted to turn the tavern owner into a lushu or not, because she was surprised when she saw the striped horse, like, how did you turn? But that vase with the liquor they drank, that was Mishu's, not Jiu's. So I'm surprised that he turned after drinking it. I wonder if it was the dolls, like, if the dolls falling into the liquor and then him grabbing that particular bowl that they entered did that to him. Because it wouldn't make sense if he just drank an alcohol, saved there, and they both had it, and only he turned, you know? So this was perhaps an accident, and then she realized that she has this power. I don't know. And that the dolls did it. But I'm very disappointed that they didn't tell us shit about what the dolls are. We know they've been accompanying her from a young age. We know that they're obnoxious. They really say bad things to her. Like, imagine being alone and this being your the only words you listen for a good while. Like some dolls telling you, oh, you're alone, all alone. Or telling you stuff like, oh, you're not good enough. Or like, fuck off, dude, fuck off. Anyway, that's all I had to say for this one. Surprisingly enough, I don't have many comments for this one. Perhaps if I had finished the story, I'd have more to say, but I was very stressed about the days left and making sure I can record both this and finish the story after that so that I have enough time to do Gutian's story. But yeah, that's all I have to say about this story with the knowledge I have thus far. Alright, dear Aristobats, if you made it this far, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please do consider liking, subscribing, and hit the notification bell so that you know when the next video is going to be up. I hope you have a wonderful week. I hope your favorites come home before you know it. And yeah, I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.